Hey guys, and welcome to another new old game with me, Supernautus. Today we are playing Discworld Noir on PS1. This is much like the other Discworld games, except for the fact that it's played out in kind of a film noir style. So we play a detective by the name of Lewton. And we're tasked with, well, solving some criminal activities. Now what I want to do is make sure that the subtitles are active. I feel like, what? I can't get the tick to stay on. Oh my goodness, I can see it there, but I can't get feet. I can't get it to be a tick. That's very frustrating. Even by using a keyboard shortcut, I still can't get it to be a tick. So we'll have to hope the audio is clear enough for you in that case. Wait. Okay, I'm gonna try that and see what happens. But yes, so there is no game to load. So let's instead start a new game. We'll see what happens with subtitling. It may work. It probably won't. But you know, one way or the other, we'll get it going. I just need to check something. No. I just want to check something. Make sure that it's not too loud in the background. I think we're okay. Okay, so, you know, let's get going. Discworld Noir. As I say, Discworld world in a film noir style. And they spent a lot more money on the animation this time round. Much more. Oh. We're chasing somebody down a dark alleyway. But they can't get away. Oh, now we can. I guess whoever we are, we couldn't get through that gap. Yeah, so for once in the Discworld series, this was a game where you didn't get to play as Rincewind. The first two games, obviously, you were. Oh. I guess we're looking at this from the perspective of a murderer. Whose face we don't really get to see. But nevertheless, here we are. It's late.
I've had some bad days.
Oh good, we did have subtitles.
I started work as a private investigator, but I'd never woken up dead before.
Not a great, not great voice acting.
It all started the week before, on a cold and wet September
Especially for what's supposed to be like a
the oldest and most
kind of hard-bitten kind of detective sort of. That's not quite right. Hard-boiled kind of detective story, you know. Well, with the comedy of Discworld, you know, of course.
I'd been working as a PI for a little over a month, and business was slow.
Which is odd in Ankh Morpork. Assuming that's where we are. Oh, I don't think we are. No, we are. There we go.
Trust. The amount of trust in
Although I think we go elsewhere too.
And it's a small cup.
It has been a while since I played this. Oh, just 1 second,
Sure,
actually.
people trust that you don't get on the wrong side of the patrician. People trust that you don't walk into the shades alone. People trust that the Assassin's Guild
Okay.
will fulfill their contracts or double your money back.
Why do they trust that? That's a silly thing to do.
Yeah, people even trust death.
Well, he's not the worst person to be around.
Just don't ask them to
At least
trust
in
their mothers.
Discworld terms. There are definitely far worse people. Here we are, Act 1. Lewton, P.I.
Mr. Lewton?
If I'm not, I should fire the guy who painted the door.
Maybe you should. Not a good joke.
I expected someone more heroic.
I missed a line.
Heroism costs extra.
How much extra?
What can I do for you, Miss...
Think you can stretch to it?
Mrs. actually.
Oh, okay.
And the name is Carlotta.
Mrs. Carlotta.
Okay, Mrs. Actually. Carlotta it is. What's a girl like you doing
Mrs.
out on a
Actually,
night like
really?
this?
I want to hire you, Mr. Lewton.
Oh, more fool you.
Please, call me Lewton.
Mm.
Mr. sounds so formal.
It does.
How much do you charge for a simple investigation?
Depends how simple it is.
I don't know. I've never had a simple investigation. A tricky one is 20 a day.
Yeah.
I'll give you 200 in advance, plus expenses.
So that's what, 10 days?
For 200, I guess I should treat you with some respect.
Oh, I wouldn't ask a guy like you to attempt the impossible.
What's the case?
Fair enough.
I want you to find a man named Mundy.
Mundy.
Why do you want to find Mundy?
Do you know him?
No.
No. And this case will go a lot faster if you let me ask the questions.
Maybe it will, maybe it
You
won't.
like to be in control, don't you, Lewton?
In some ways.
If you don't pull the strings, then you're the puppet.
That at least is true.
Tell me about you and Mundy.
I've been a lonely woman, Lewton.
Fair enough.
You amaze me.
Be surprised.
Probably.
Shocked, maybe, but not surprised.
Mundy is my lover, Lewton.
You know,
Or used to be.
I guess so.
He's been away for a while, over in Zort. He came
What's he
back
been doing
to
there?
Ankh Morpork a couple of days ago on the Milka, but he didn't come to see
The
me.
Milka, isn't that like a company that makes chocolate?
I think he may be
Think it
having an
is.
affair. You're
She
wondering
thinks he may be
whether
having
my
an affair, which
husband
she's
knows about
married.
it.
He's her lover. Whether her husband
Actually, I
knows
was
about it.
wondering when you were going to give me the money.
Yeah, that's a better question.
My husband passed away several years ago.
I hope the poor guy was smiling at the time.
Is he a vampire though?
Is there anything you can tell me about Mundy that might help me find him?
He's got blue eyes, brown hair, and a black heart.
So 2 of those things are useful.
You'd like him.
Has he got any friends in Ankh Morpork?
I don't suppose he has any friends on the Discworld.
Does anyone?
How tall is he?
I don't know. I don't picture him standing up.
Well, how long is he then?
What was
Wait,
Mundy's
no.
business,
No. What was his business?
I don't know.
She doesn't know.
I never asked about his work, and he never told me.
Must be a very
Makes sense.
straightforward relationship.
As simple as they
ish.
come.
Where can I find the ship he came in on?
I would imagine probably at the docks
Down
or
at the wharf.
the wharf. Yeah, there we go.
Have you been there yourself?
I avoid places like that. Women
I
and
can't imagine why. Careful.
Forget I asked.
Yeah, careful.
This is a bad neighborhood for
Careful.
you to come into alone, Carlotta.
I can take care of myself.
I believe you.
Good.
Does he? Do you believe her?
Trust is
I'm
important.
not sure I do.
I said I
Answers on the
believed
back
you.
of a postcard too. Somewhere.
I never said
You
I
decide. I
trusted
don't
you.
know.
Don't you like me, Lewton?
I like a lot of
Doesn't
things.
know her, so how can he like her?
I like dogs, but I wouldn't trust one not to bite me.
Okay.
I won't bite.
Shame. I haven't been bitten in a long while.
Oh,
I'd
yeah.
better get started on your case.
Yeah. Because you know that he's dead, right?
Where can I contact you?
I'll be in touch.
Okay, but if I need
Be seeing you,
information,
Lewton.
I don't know if
I
that
hoped
was...
I would see her again, because she still hadn't paid me.
Yeah, I mean, you should have asked for
Still,
the
it
money
wasn't every day
up
that a
front,
beautiful
you know,
woman
like she
offered me a
said.
case.
I guess that's what we're doing then.
Frankly, it wasn't often that anybody offered me a case. And 200 would certainly
Solve
help
that,
pay
you know, in
the
Ankh
rent,
Morpork, you would think
if I had anything
there'd be an
left
awful lot
over
of
from
cases
my
going
bargain.
round. But then again, a lot of people are capable of solving their cases themselves, where Ankh Morpork's related. So I guess we're going out.
I think we could safely say that the door to my office was just for getting in and out of my office.
I think we could safely say that, yes. So let's go out of it.
A lot of strange things had happened to me since becoming a private investigator. But the weirdest was the irrepressible sensation that the most important thing for me to own as a PI. Some mysteries are best
I
left
didn't even
unsolved,
finish it, I
I
didn't even
guess.
press the button. You know, that, you want the painted window, but, you know, you also
I
need the
think we
the
could
inner
safely
monologue.
say that the
Oh, for goodness sake. Can we go out the door?
a lot of strange, some mystery.
Great. Can we
I think-
use the door? No. Oh. Really? See, it's been a long time since I played this game, and I'm trying to remember. Ah, there we go. The old finger. That's always the way you want to go. That's how you do it. And now we head down to where we were told to look. The wharf. To find out about the
wharf was
ship.
on the upmarket side of the river in the city
Was
of
it?
Ankh.
Okay.
The Morpork docks on the other side of the river were not a place wise travelers disembarked at.
I can imagine not.
But then again, wise travelers tried to avoid Ankh Morpork altogether.
Of course, all roads
But
lead
if you
away from
traveled
Ankh
a lot, it
Morpork,
was
remember.
hard to miss, like malaria.
What have we got here? There's a guy. And there's a ship here.
The Milka was a tramp schooner.
A tramp
one of the
schooner.
many ramshackle ships that plied their trade around the Circle Sea.
It
From
didn't,
the looks of it should have sunk years ago.
how does it get on with the waters of the Ankh, exactly?
Even the rats thought twice before boarding.
Rats are interested in being on this ship, you see. There's a guy here. Can we talk to him? Wait, where are we going? Ah, here we go. There's a crate. There's a man. We'll talk to the man.
Something told me I wasn't. The sailor was busy.
Okay, well, can we get on the ship? I'm sorry, I don't know about you, but it's very dark. Almost too dark to see what's going on. I feel like you should do this with like your own inner monologue, you know. Can we get on the ship? Maybe.
The first mate.
Where is the first mate? Oh, there. Well, let's have a talk to him. See what he's
Are
got
you
to say.
the first mate?
Arr!
Oh, yeah.
Shiver me timbers!
Oh,
Hoist the mainbrace!
Let's start again.
yeah, let's start again.
Are you the first mate?
Hoy!
Hi,
That
I be.
You're not going to get any money off me, so you can drop the fake accent.
Yeah.
Sorry. You know how it is.
Yeah.
Some people are stupid enough to fall for that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
What can I do for you?
Well, let's see.
When do you sail?
As soon as we've got her loaded.
Okay.
How much is passage?
Where are you looking to go?
Dunno.
I don't know.
Around. Places.
Sort, perhaps.
We've just come from there.
Oh, okay.
It'll be a long time before we get back there again.
Well,
Did you bring any passengers?
Sure.
oh, you did.
We always try to take a couple of passengers. They pay their way, and if there's a big storm, they are very useful as to
Yeah.
sacrifice to the angry sea gods.
And there are many of those.
Of course, We tell people they were washed over the side.
Of the boat or the planet?
Well, safe voyage, if that's...
Wait, no, I haven't finished talking to you. Excuse me. Sorry. There were other options. There were other...
Still here?
Not for much.
There were other routes for conversation.
Carlotta had hired me at the beginning.
Yeah, I know, but can I not choose
Was
that?
there a man named
There we
Mundy on the last voyage?
It's funny you should ask that. You're the second person today to have an interest in Mundy.
Well, you know, it's
Who was the first?
Saturday, never mind.
But
Well, it is
dwarf.
for me. By the time you
Ain't
watch
his
this, it
name.
might be Sunday. In which case, you know,
I
a
don't
dwarf
think he
was
from
looking for
round
him,
here, though.
but I don't think he was
What
around
about
here.
Mundy? What was he like?
I don't pry into the passenger's business.
Yeah, I didn't ask about his business. I asked what he
But
was
for a
like.
man who came on board pretty happy, he seemed pretty unsettled when he left.
Did he?
Not
Wonder
that I
why.
blame him. Something was definitely amiss on this last voyage.
Was it?
Do you know where he is now?
In what way?
Mundy? No.
Yeah.
Like I said, I don't pry into passengers'
Did you see
business.
where he went?
Unless you actually look through their luggage after they've been washed over the side.
Yeah, but they're not interested in their business, just in their belongings.
What are you inferring?
I'm not inferring anything. I'm implying that you might have had a look at their luggage at one point.
If I had, I
Yeah.
certainly wouldn't admit it to you.
Why not?
Which either means you didn't look, or you didn't find anything of interest.
You better watch your steps, son.
Why?
It's not good to make accusations like that.
Don't worry.
I'm not making, you know,
Anything we discuss
any kind
is
of accusation
strictly
right
between
now.
You, me, and anyone else I tell.
Well, we didn't learn much from that part of the conversation, did we?
What do you know about a woman named Carlotta?
Probably not much.
Doesn't ring any bells, I'm afraid.
And what about
Since
this
that
inquisitive
was
stranger?
who I learned about that from.
Yeah, that's true, sorry. Okay, what else can we ask him about? I don't think there's anything in our inventory we can ask him about. Could ask him about our
I
purse.
suppressed the urge. I was broke.
Okay, anything else
When
we
do
can
you
ask him?
sail? How much is...
Okay, we already asked
I
him
don't
that.
Sort.
We've just... It'll be a...
Did you bring...
Sure, we all...
Okay, so we did that, and we did that, and we did this. We didn't ask about
What
this,
were
though,
the
did we?
passengers on the last voyage like?
Yeah, tell me.
There were 3 of them. One of them seemed alright, but the other 2, I don't know about them.
So there were 3,
There was something strange
and
about
one of them was okay, and the other 2 were strange. Okay.
Do you sacrifice passengers often?
No. The captain doesn't like it. He says it's bad for business.
Why do it at all, then?
I said that we were advertising ourselves
I mean, as
as
long as they
offering
pay
a struggling
first, it's
tour
okay,
to
right?
Circle C. But he pointed out that most people would expect the tour to be above the water.
Could always get them water skiing.
If I'd had my way, we'd have thrown some people off the last voyage.
What, 2 of them?
Bad omens?
The whole crew had a bad feeling of dread from the moment we set off.
Sounds like, you know,
Looking at the
They
state
might
of
have been
the
bad
ship,
people.
that doesn't come as a surprise.
no, it does not. Well, it doesn't appear to be anything else I can ask him, really.
Well, safe voyage, if that...
Can I go on the ship? I want to go on the ship.
The first mate did... From the look, even... The first...
I want to go on the ship. So he won't let me on the ship. How can I get on the ship? I feel
Still
like
here.
there's more I
Not
need to
much.
ask him. With regard to getting on the ship. Hold on. Well, we could ask about the
This is
ship,
the
I
Milka,
suppose.
isn't it?
That's
No.
what it says on the prow.
It's impossible to read anything written on that hull.
Yeah.
Just because you can't read it doesn't mean it isn't there.
Depends how covered up it is.
Reality is subjective after all.
Eh.
Don't get all existential with me.
Yeah. Just tell me.
It was more ontological than existential.
Yeah.
That's a really bad habit you've got there.
What? Oh, sorry.
Oh, you are, yeah?
I picked up a bad case of philosophy in Ephoebe a couple of years ago, and I haven't been able to get rid of it since. Just can't seem to shake it off.
Oh, well, I don't know.
Normal as anything 1 minute. Next moment, I'm wondering if anything can truly be said to exist.
Most things, surely.
Bit of a drawback when you're supposed to be navigating.
Okay. Assuming the existence of an objective shared universe, is
Good
this
question.
the
Good
Mill?
plot.
Yes.
Good.
Can I have a look on board?
No.
That better not be some kind of philosophical objection.
Of course it isn't.
No one gets on board without Captain Jenkins' permission.
Where is the captain?
Oh, I don't know. But you could try the Cafe Ankh.
The Cafe Ankh.
He usually goes there when he's in Ankh Morpork. If it exists, of course.
Well, we're there, so it definitely exists. So sorry, but we're not going to be entering into that
Well, safe
topic of
voyage,
conversation.
if that's...
Yeah, safe voyage, unlikely. What's this guy doing anyway? Can we look at him?
The sailor was busy loading the ship, and I decided not to disturb him.
Okay. So we've got a load of crates.
A crate. What more could I say?
Not much more. No, you're right.
The crates on the wall.
Oi!
What?
Get away from that!
A lot like the sailor.
So he doesn't want us to go anywhere near the crates. Presumably because he doesn't want... I don't know. What doesn't he want? Well, there's not much we can do right now anyway. We're going to need to go and speak to this captain. Seems like the only way we might get to see what's on the ship. So where is the Cafe Ankh? Is that up there? It is. The Cafe Ankh. With fairy lights round the sign. Because of course. So yeah. It's an interesting game. And we're going to go inside the cafe. And see what we can find. There's like a vampire there. Is that a vampire? He looks like a vampire. He might not be a vampire. He might just be a guy with a weird head.
You can't recall if the whiskey knocked you flat, or if everything was a blur.
Guess we'll listen to him play.
All that you remember are the tunes
Because we can't do anything else. It's amazing he could change his, you know, the pitch of his voice there, without changing the expression on his face. Can we move on from this now? That's great.
I thought I told you never to play that song again. Oh, sorry, Mr. Lewton.
Why? What's the problem?
It's just I wasn't expecting you to call by tonight, and
And you like that song?
you weren't expecting me? It's only been 8 years, Samael. I guess my memory
8
isn't what it
years?
used to be. I don't know why Samael put up with my temper. He could have broken every bone in my body if he'd wanted to, but that's what
Probably,
made him
yeah.
special, I guess.
But he
he'd
wasn't-
take almost
doesn't
any
want
kind
to.
of abuse from the clientele, and he'd still be there at the piano, playing better than anyone else in Ankh Morpork.
Absolutely. Well, let's see. What can we find here today? What is in this club? Cafe, whatever it is, I don't know. Got a bar, and there's no one at it. Doesn't seem to be much going on in here, does there? So, where are the people?
Are you Captain Jenkins?
That depends on who's asking.
Don't
Me, I'm
play
asking.
games. I'm just after a few answers.
That song really put you in a bad mood, didn't it?
No, you know.
If you're trying to get me angry, it's working.
Yeah.
No need to get upset.
Well, just tell me what I need to know and we can
need to
move
drink
on. Let me on your ship.
more. And
If I drank any
Think
more than I
less.
do now, I'd never think again.
that's the ticket.
We're not going to drink rum with you or something, though. Right, let's see.
So, you're the captain of the Milka.
Quite right.
Unfortunately,
So even he doesn't like the ship. That's good. That's a good start.
Unfortunately,
I don't like the ship. He doesn't like the ship.
ordinarily I'd be happy being a captain of a fine ship like
Fine
you.
ship. Give me a
But
break.
after this last voyage, I'm thinking of taking up farming.
Are you?
tough journey.
I don't want to talk about it.
Doesn't want to talk about the journey, so it must have been bad.
What was so bad about the last
Doesn't want to
voyage?
talk about it.
I told you I don't want to talk about it.
Sometimes it helps to talk about these things.
But he doesn't want to.
Why would I want to talk about it?
All right.
'Cause I'm asking you the
let's put that
question.
another way. I want to talk about it, and the sooner I finish talking to you, the sooner you can get back to drinking.
By that logic, my best bet would be to just ignore you and carry on drinking.
Yeah, that's flawless logic, to be fair.
I was never much good at logic. I did home economics at school.
Oh yeah, it's perfect.
I was hoping
Perfect
you'd let me have a
learning
look
to
around on the Milka.
become a detective.
I was hoping that I was going to make enough money to be able to buy myself a harem of exotic dancers called Chantel.
Is that what the harem would be called, or are they all going to be called that? We're both going to be disappointed. So what? He's not going to let me on the ship.
Is there any way I can persuade you to let me on your ship?
You can pay him.
Is there any way I can persuade you to go away?
No. There is definitely not that. Okay, well, let's ask him about
I
Mundy
understand
then.
you were carrying a man named Mundy on your ship.
What's it to you?
I've been hired to
hoping to
find out
find
where he is.
Owes you money, does he?
No, he's an old friend.
No, he's not. What are you talking about?
Him? You must think I'm as drunk as I look.
Well, aren't you?
Aren't you?
Well, okay, so maybe I am.
Bit of a silly thing to
What
say
do you
then,
wanna
isn't
know?
it? Well,
Where is he now?
I've no idea.
that's a good answer.
We picked him up in Sort a couple of weeks ago and we brought him here.
Okay.
That's about all I want to know about him.
Why?
Did
What's...
he say what he was coming to Ankh Morpork for?
I think he said he was meeting someone.
Meeting somebody? Well, who was he
Who?
meeting? Was he meeting
Now,
Carlotta?
I can barely remember my own name, let alone something I overheard through a doorway last week.
What about...
The Milka looks like a good ship.
No, it doesn't. What are you talking about?
You know nothing about ships, do you? She looks like exactly what she is. A run-down tramp schooner with no future.
Okay, I thought it would just be
Any
nice.
chance I could look around her anyway?
All I want to do is get the cargo loaded and get out of this god's-forsaken city.
And I can understand that.
We don't need people snooping around on board.
Okay, well, let's try a different tack there then. Let's go on to the contacts and suspects.
Has there been a dwarf around asking questions?
I wouldn't know anything about that.
Yeah, he wasn't there when he arrived. What about these mysterious
On your
passengers
last
then?
voyage, there were 3 passengers, right? Mundy and 2 others.
Yeah.
You tell me. You seem to know more about my ship than
Well, I know
do.
because I asked your first mate, and he
I
said...
just want to know what you can remember about them.
I remember that we picked them up in Ecclepon, and I know they had a lot of cargo.
A lot of cargo.
Oh, and one was a woman, and one was a man,
That's helpful.
I think.
You think he was a man?
There was something particularly foreign about him.
Alright, so he could be, well,
I'm not
just
sure
about
what.
anything.
Where's Ecclepon?
Up near the hub.
Oh.
God's forsaken place. All there is to do
Is it?
there is drink and eat fish sandwiches with no tops on.
Now, do you mean that the sandwiches have no tops
Sounds
on?
like a long way from the Circle C.
Or do you mean that you're not allowed to eat the sandwiches with your top
We
on?
got lost, all right. It's easy to mix up port and starboard when you've drunk too much port.
Are they still on
Makes
board?
some sense, it does, you know.
Nope.
So they got off here too.
Dropped them in Ankh Morpork. And before you ask, I have no idea what they were doing here.
Well, that's not very helpful.
That's not my business.
I was beginning to realize that
Yeah,
Captain
he's not
Jenkins
interested.
only had two questions to
Where are you
ask
going
his
and how much money can you give me?
Where are you going?
Yeah.
And how much money have you got?
Of course. You know, why would he...
I wouldn't know.
Yeah, why did I ask him that? That's no use. Get out of this. He's not going to tell us anything useful. I mean, he kind of
I'll
has.
see you around.
Kind of has, but he mostly hasn't. So, is there anyone else around while we're here? That's the way out. I don't know if we want to leave yet. I'm sure there's... Well, that's Captain Jenkins. Is there definitely not anything else to do in here? Anyone at the bar? No.
My old friend, I was tempted to... I suppressed, although I could...
He could have used a drink, but he didn't get one.
Hello again.
Hello.
Why am I talking to him? He's not
I'll
going to tell us anything more. Okay, is there anyone else here? I don't think there is. So let's get out of here just now. Let's check if there's anyone outside actually while we're around the area. What's around here? Oh, we have a golem, and he's unloading casks, wine barrels, I guess. We'll take that crowbar if we can.
A good look. I decided not.
Yeah, we'll not try and steal the wine barrels. That's probably a good idea. But we got ourselves a crowbar, and that will be quite useful, I am sure. I'm sure there's somebody else around, though. I have to admit, the controls are quite slow. This is the PlayStation 1 version we're playing, and obviously the main problem that the PlayStation 1 version had was that you were controlling it with a controller, so not always the best way to play this kind of game. I'm sure there's somebody else around in this area. Maybe it doesn't matter. Let's just go out of here. We'll go back to our office quickly for a moment. There is a reason for that, and it's... Basically, I just want to come here, stand here, just save my game while I'm here. Data may be lost, so let's hope it isn't. There we go. Okay, we just needed to come there.
Nothing like...
There is a reason for it, and it's mainly because there's a bit of a glitch in the game if you don't go to your office there. That kind of stops you progressing beyond the next part of the game. So we have to go here first and over to those crates. That sailor's not there anymore, which means that we can now, if I can get to my, if I can work out how to get my inventory open. I honestly can't remember how we get our inventory open in this game. It's not obvious. Have I completely lost it? I need to get this crate open.
The crate's on the... A crate. What more?
How do I get it? Okay, oh wait. There we go. That's what you need to do. You click on Lewton himself. So, we're going to get on the ship, one way or another.
I didn't much like being jammed.
And the way to do it is to get in a crate and get loaded on.
But I could think of worse fates. Like being jammed into a crate full of rats and loaded onto the ship. What's your name then, little fellow?
Well, I don't know, but we've just been dumped in the
hold was
cargo
dark
hold.
And dank, and I couldn't shake the feeling that I wasn't alone.
Yeah, probably not, you know. We're in Ankh Morpork. I'm sure there's plenty around. What's that?
It was just flotsam.
Are we
The
sure?
bilge water was littered with
Okay. Anything else in there? Oh,
I thought I could see a label among...
a label. Can we have
pulled
it?
the label out of the wreckage. It had writing on it that I couldn't understand.
Okay. I'm sure that might become useful at some point. Maybe. Let's see what we got. What's around us? Still trying to kind of handle the controls of this game, because there's a few little things that just make it difficult to really understand. I just want to see if there's anything we're missing before I do just wander off. So we'll just do a quick scan of the vicinity. Well, looks like the only thing we can do is leave. What are we doing? Why are we going back?
It was just the bilge.
And that's it. There's nothing else there. Okay. Oh, there's like a layer of something there.
It looked lived in.
Probably
Question
shouldn't.
was, by what?
Yeah, what lives in there, we don't know. So it would be sensible not to find out. Wait. Where do we go? We go back where we were? That can't be right. Can we go anywhere else? Is that just back where I was? Doesn't seem like we can go anywhere else there. No way above deck? I said deck. How do we get... Oh wait, that way presumably. Or is that just where we got loaded on? I don't know. No, we are out. So now what are we going to do? God, the controls run so slowly in this. Do you know, I've got great difficulty actually making out any detail on here. Where can we go? Oh wait, there's something there. We can go there. Aha, we're in some kind of cabin. We've got
A perfectly
bunk
ordinary
there.
bunk bed.
Can we...
I searched a bunk and found a small
Ooh,
scrap
some
of
cardboard. How useful.
It could have been anything. There was a number on the back. Either a 6
Alright,
or a
depending on which way up it's supposed to be, of course.
It was hard to say.
Was it that hard? I mean, I don't know. What else do we have? Anything of interest? Don't really see anything, no.
I consider it was
Can
an...
we move? Like across the floor slightly? Oh, what's that?
I wasn't about to tear... There was some strange
Scratches on the bedpost.
which looked as if they'd been caused by either a wild animal or a man with very bad dental hygiene. What they meant was anyone's guess.
Yeah, seems unlikely that they mean anything useful. So let's just get out of here, because I don't think there's anything else
I'd
for us to
managed to
learn.
remain hidden on the ship, but I knew my luck couldn't last forever, because I'd stopped being lucky around age 12.
The first mate looked less than happy, but I don't think he saw who I was as I dived in.
Why would you dive into the Ankh, man? My god.
Fortunately, the crust of the Ankh was soft that night, and I escaped both injury and
Yes, it
discovery.
is very crusty.
Although I needed 2 baths just to feel dirty.
Yeah. Okay, so this is why we needed to come to our
On an
office.
ordinary night,
Because
I'd
if we
sit
hadn't come
around
to our
waiting
office
for
now,
business.
he wouldn't be here.
But this night, business was coming to me, and bringing trouble with it. Business, I didn't mind. But trouble was an unwelcome guest.
Oh, he's an unwelcome guest,
Like
isn't he?
all
So
unwelcome guests, it was hard to ask it to leave. And by the 3rd day, it was general.
Hello, Mr. Lewton.
doesn't give you time to listen to the whole conversation there.
I've been expecting you.
Well, yeah,
hope
you
so.
should.
This
It's my
is my
office.
office.
Yeah.
How'd you get in?
Through the door.
Oh, did I not lock it?
It was only locked.
Oh, it was locked.
I know all about doors.
So do I. They open and
Good.
close.
Use this one to get out.
Yeah.
I have a message for you, Mr. Lewton.
Do you?
I don't take messages from strangers.
Then let me introduce myself.
Go on then.
My name is Mr. Al-Khali.
Al-Khali.
I don't take messages from dwarves named after cities.
My name isn't important.
Well,
You seem to think it was.
no, it isn't. It's Al-Khali.
I
You
tried
said.
to
It's
warn
not
you
important.
to stay clear of the Mundy case.
I'll bear that in mind. Now get out.
If you
Yeah.
don't stay clear of the Mundy case, something untoward may happen to you.
This is on
Possibly,
your
you know, but,
back. Something
you know,
untoward may happen
yeah,
to me
exactly.
whether I investigate this case or not.
It's not much of a threat in Ankh Morpork. That's what I was going to say.
Now either you get out or I'll throw you out.
Don't say I didn't warn you, Mr. Lewton.
Don't say I didn't ignore you, Mr. Al-Khali.
Yeah. Go away. Toddle off.
A dwarf named after the Klatchian city of Al-Khali, and a threat.
Well, let's go and ask about that
This case
Al-Khali.
was getting more
Maybe
interesting
that's the
every
person. I'm assuming that's the person who went and spoke
All
to the
we
first
needed
mate.
was a
But
troll and a member of the undead, and we could open an ethnic comedy on Broadway.
good way. Let's try not to though, eh? Right, let's get back to the dock. I want to just find out if this was the guy that was asking around the dock, the wharf, not the dock. Remember, he said that you don't want to go to the dock. Let's go and talk to Scoplet
Still
About-
here. Not for much.
about Al-Khali. There he is,
I gave the description of Al-Khali to the first mate, and he
or
recognized
Al-Khali
it.
rather.
Yeah, that's the dwarf who was asking about Mundy before. Strange little fellow.
A word of advice. Don't use
Oh, there
phrases
is
like
something I need to do,
"strange
actually.
little fellow" when you're talking about dwarves.
You're supposed to be able to meet
Especially not
Nobby from the Watch. Okay, so we now know that the Inquisitive Stranger is
when
Al-Khali.
you sail.
As soon
How much?
Oops.
Sort. Well,
Wrong.
safe boy, if that.
Let's get out of here. I'm sure that he's around at the club that we were at, and we can't, or the Cafe Ankh, because we can't continue the story until we speak to him off duty, because we need the location to turn up on our map, which is the yard, Pseudopolis Yard. And to do that, we need to speak to Corporal Nobbs. There he is. See, I honestly can't see him. My screen is like... Wait a minute. Even with a large screen, I couldn't see him. Oh, there we go. It's Nobby.
Uh,
The
hello,
house
Lewton.
elf. No, not really.
How you been keeping?
Oh, not bad.
I've been worse. Of course, I've been better, too. And I've been a hell of a lot better and not much worse.
Let's get to the point,
That's
eh?
good, isn't it?
Don't worry.
Maybe. I don't know. You tell me.
If Commander Vimes sees us together,
Corporal
I'll
Nobby
tell him I
Knobs.
made you talk to me.
It's not that I don't like you, Lewton. I mean, we was friends and all. But
Uh-huh.
it's just...
It's
well,
just what?
It's just he'd bite your head off if he saw you talking to me.
he'd go spare.
Yeah, probably. Knowing who we're talking about, yeah, probably.
How you been keeping, Nobby? How's the rest of the watch?
Not so bad, Lewton.
The Watcher
Been
okay,
keeping
are they?
myself busy. Been working with Sergeant Colon.
Uh-huh.
How is old fatty Colon?
Sorry.
Still fat. I'll tell him I saw you.
I've always thought that was an interesting name for a character.
Okay, so maybe I won't. I was just being trite.
Yeah, okay.
Polite.
Yeah. Trite's a little different
Yeah, that's the one.
from polite. Let's talk about some of this stuff before we get to the
I
point.
never understood why it was that you didn't get kicked out as well, Nobby.
Me?
Mm.
I ain't never done nothing wrong.
Don't give me that,
Have you
Nobby.
not? Have you not?
When you were serving as
Have you
quartermaster
not?
under the Duke of Pseudopolis, it was widely known that several items from the stores were found in your kit.
That was all above board. I had all the paperwork.
Yeah, you probably
for
made
him.
the paperwork yourself,
Your
though,
kit
right?
at the time consisted of 2 warehouses. I just think Vimes had a grudge against me.
Lewton,
Yeah,
I know
probably.
you're my friend and all, but you took a bribe.
Are you trying to tell me you never took a bribe?
Never.
You mean you're never trying to
The
tell me
hand
that?
from Harga's House of Ribs?
Evidence.
The pocket clock from the Suicide in the Shades?
I wanted something to
He's
remember.
always got
in
an
life.
excuse.
The money in the petty cash box?
Mislaid by someone.
You.
Misappropriated by you?
Yeah, exactly.
I never misanthropated anything.
I'm sure you didn't, but that's not what I said.
I just want to understand why it was that you could get away with all your petty theft, and I couldn't get away with one act of weakness.
Well, you see,
Just say it, Nobby.
Yeah,
I'm not
you
gonna
know.
hold it against you.
Vimes didn't like me.
well, I reckon
Vimes?
Mr.
Yeah.
Vimes thinks that a bit of petty theft ain't something to get excited about. I ain't admitting anything, mark you. Nothing's ever been proved.
Well,
Got compared to some of the stuff that goes, but someone who's taken a bribe,
just jumps, see?
well, that's like allowing the rich to avoid justice.
That wasn't why I did it.
Unfortunately, it happens all the time.
I know, but you know Vimes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know Vimes all
He's
right.
got far more integrity than anyone else.
What's Vimes up to these days?
In Ankh Morpork.
He got married.
Married?
Yeah.
He was only ever married to his
Got
job.
married into the nobility.
Nah, straight up. He married into nobility.
Yeah.
Old Stoneface in the nobility. That'd drive
Yeah.
him crazy.
Well, he's sort of nobility himself now.
What?
Yeah.
They made him commander of the watch.
Mm-hmm.
And we got a great new premises down on Pseudopolis Yard.
Oh.
They're full of paintings and vases and all sorts.
Full?
Well, maybe not as full as when we
Yeah,
moved in,
not
but
as full
pretty
as we-
full.
Yeah. Nobby.
I'll have to call round sometime.
Hopefully
Yeah,
no
that'll be
time
good.
soon.
We got a lot more members in the watch these days.
Oh, okay.
And we got a new dartboard.
Oh, even
Like
better.
in the fast lane, huh?
Fantastic. You
Do
don't got a pool table
seriously
now.
think it's a good idea for me to call around? I mean, Vimes isn't gonna like it.
Whatever you may think about him, he's loyal to his job.
Hmm.
I can't say he'll welcome you with open arms, but he won't stop you.
Well, he might. Depends how he feels about the whole situation. Let's ask him a few questions.
What do you know about a woman named Carlotta? I'm not getting drawn into anything while I'm off duty. Wait till I'm back at the yard.
There we go. So he won't talk to me about
Do
anything.
you know anything?
That's not much to go on.
You're a corporal in the watch. You're supposed to have a keen, insightful mind.
They brought that regulation in
He
after
isn't.
I
Come on.
joined.
What about this guy? Do you know anything about him?
I'm not getting drawn. Wait.
Yeah, so we can't talk to him here. We need to go to Pseudopolis Yard, which should now be on our map. I believe. Should now show up on our map. I don't know how long it's going to take until he actually gets there, mind you. But we're going to go there now anyway. Assuming it did actually appear on our... Assuming that... See, the trouble is, you've got to assume that you actually completed the conversation to the required level. And I don't think I did. Okay, back we go. Because I don't think I completed the conversation. This is one of the biggest problems in these games. You've got to do everything exactly the way it wants you to. Otherwise, you don't actually get to go anywhere.
Hello, Lewton. How's it going? Mustn't grow.
So, okay. We'll just do a little bit of... Oh, no.
Do you know anything about a man named Mundy?
I'm not getting drawn into... Wait till...
Okay.
Have you heard of... It arrived in... How long ago? 3 days. That's strange.
Why?
Well, there's been a string of odd murders in the last...
What do you
Oh,
mean,
has there?
odd? I mean, this is Ankh Morpork
Yeah.
we're talking about.
I'm not sure I should discuss the details with a pavilion.
Civilian.
A civilian, Nobby. How much have you had to drink?
I'm as sober as the day I was born.
So
That's
quite a lot then.
Frightening thought.
Yeah, it's probably more scary that he's... Yeah, there we go. Strange little things, these games. Sometimes, you know, you have to complete a conversation to a certain level before you get the map marker. Which is actually quite annoying when you think about it. But now we should be able to travel to Pseudopolis Yard, and you'll be surprised how quickly he might arrive there.
I headed over to Pseudopolis Yard. I decided to come back later.
We do kind of need to talk to him. Because there's not much we can do until we do. But I'll tell you what we will do. We'll go back to our office and we'll try and go back. Maybe that'll give him some time to have disappeared from one place to the other. Because that's, you know, that's the way this game seems to work. Sometimes you need to do things at the right... Yeah, there we go. We must be there now because we actually have a scene. And here is Pseudopolis Yard. Like Scotland Yard, but not quite as salubrious. There he is.
Hello again, Nobby.
Hello, Lewton.
Did I disturb you?
No. What made you think that?
Well, there
I don't
appears
know.
to be smoke coming from your ear.
Oh, that. Well,
Yeah, what is
I've
it?
been working hard, you see.
Working
So smoke comes
hard
out of
that
your ears. His ears have caught on fire.
Don't worry about it, Nobby. It's not like I'm going to report you.
What, for having smoke coming out of his
I
ears?
have been working, see.
Oh, sure. I never doubted it for a second.
I didn't see you in a bar at all. So, we have things to talk about, Nobby. Namely, first of all, these.
Any word on these murders?
Nothing yet, but our top investigators are working on
Top
the case
investigators?
24
Who are
hours a
they?
day.
Nobby?
Yeah?
Are you one of those crack investigators?
Yeah? Why?
Don't seem to be working on it.
Never mind. Just a thought.
Those are dangerous. Right, so. Let's start talking to him about a few of these
Do
things.
you know a dwarf by the name of Al-Khali?
Never heard of him.
How did you know he was male then?
Hmm.
You can't trick me. Everyone knows dwarves don't use the female
Ah,
pronouns.
see, that's correct. In Discworld,
Okay.
dwarves don't call themselves female even when they are.
I've always wondered what a female pronoun was.
One of nature's wonderful mysteries, Nobby.
Oh, good old Nobby, you can always get a laugh
Is
when
it
you...
normally kept covered or what?
I'm going to leave it to your rather uninventive imagination.
Yeah, exactly. He's not a very helpful person.
I don't suppose you've investigated the passengers on the Milka, have you?
I didn't even know anything about them.
Of course I have.
Sorry,
Have
but
you?
you're not the most, diligent of investigators.
No, he certainly is not.
I work as hard as any man of my rank.
You're the only man of your rank.
Yeah, so he does then.
There's three
He's not
dudes,
lying.
2 troll, a woman and a zombie with the same rank as you, but you're the only human male. I
Yeah.
know you're human because you carry a bit of paper to prove it.
That's
signed
right.
by the
He
midwife.
does. He does.
The maleness, I'll take that on trust.
Yeah, I don't want to know.
Do you want me to help you or not?
What have you got?
Well, I interviewed one of the passengers.
What did you learn?
Nothing,
That's
presumably.
official watch business.
You didn't learn anything, did you?
Not as such, no.
Any chance I could interview this passenger?
I don't see why not. She's down in the Cafe Ankh now.
Oh, is she?
Well, that's
Okay.
something, I guess.
So what else can we learn? What can you tell me about her?
What
Do you know who
about
Carlotta
a
is?
woman named Carlotta?
Never heard of him.
Never heard of them, he says. Do we believe him?
Do
What
you
about
know
Mundy?
anything about a man named Mundy?
Know anything about him? Can you tell us anything about
Never
him?
heard of him.
Yep, he's not going to be much help.
Have you learned anything about the Milka?
Not as such, no.
You go to great lengths to conceal how little work you do, don't you?
I don't think he does.
Hey,
Oh no, I'm going to be honest. I don't think he
The
does.
Milka.
What does he
How's
talk about
work
anything
treating you?
new?
not so bad. I've been busy though. Rushed off my feet.
Yeah.
No, you haven't.
I
Rushed off his feet. What a lie. Let's get out of here. So we can go down.
Troll
Oh,
stepped out of the shadows
we got a
like
troll
light was
approaching us.
too intimidated
So we can
to
go back
illuminate.
to Cafe Ankh.
He seemed like
to speak to one of the
but you got the
passengers.
feeling that if you stepped out of line, you'd get your teeth kicked down your throat. For that matter, he could kick your throat down your chest and your chest through your legs.
He could.
But I was hoping it wouldn't come
So
to
let's
that,
be careful.
because none of my clothes would fit.
Find Therma.
Therma.
Sorry, friend, I don't understand.
Find Therma.
You want me to find Therma?
You want me to find Therma?
Yeah.
Is that it? Well, what is it?
Yeah. How does this help me?
A person? A thing? Look, if we're going
bit
to
of both.
carry out a conversation, it'd help for you to talk.
Find Therma.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, I'll find
okay,
Therma.
but
Where?
What's your name, friend? There was something about a troll that big that made you want to call him friend.
Yeah, better to have him be a friend.
Malachite.
He's Malachite.
Find Therma.
Named after stones, usually.
You've got to find her.
I wasn't about to
Why?
argue with a troll that could twist my head off and use it as a cocktail onion.
It's good. That's always
Okay,
a good,
friend.
good way to think.
What can you tell me about her? Any suggestions of where I should start looking?
Used to sing at the Octarine Parrot.
The Octarine Parrot. It's the colour of magic, Octarine.
Find Therma. Got to find Therma.
Okay, I guess I gotta do this first then.
How can I contact you?
Find Therma.
Also, if I find her, she'll
That was all
contact
he
you?
said. I guess he wasn't very bright. But then there's things
Obviously,
under
he's a
damp
troll.
logs that are brighter than most trolls.
That suits both trolls in this sense, and elsewhere too. Haha. So, the Octarine Parrot, eh? And Therma.
I'd heard of the Octarine Parrot. It made other dives sound appealing.
Said it.
What a place. I could feel the rats in the walls.
Yeah,
Hell, I could see the rats in the walls.
probably, yeah.
In fact, some of them had come out of the walls and were sitting at the tables.
Yeah. So what do we have here? We have a person on the stage, who's apparently singing, but doesn't appear to be doing much in the way of moving. Let's chat to this guy. Mankin.
Can I help you?
Don't know, can you?
You could sell me a drink.
What's your poison?
I'd prefer whiskey, straight, with a whiskey chaser.
You didn't come here to drink, did you?
Well, I didn't come here for the sparkling conversation. Most of the customers go squeak, squeak.
Yeah. So, tell me something.
This seems like a nice place.
Mm.
No, it doesn't.
You're
Like
right.
what it is. A wretched hive of scum and villainy.
Exactly.
It's tough to get to the top in that field. You could have that on a sign outside. Come to the Octarine Parrot, the most wretched hive of scum and villainy this side of the Ark.
Wouldn't be a very original comment to make, though,
You
would
eat-
it?
Apparently not.
You look a little nervous.
He was the one that said it.
I can't shake the feeling that sooner or later someone is going to get their arm cut off. Have you always owned the parrot?
No.
No, how did you
It
get
used to be
it?
a troll bar. I took over the place
Ah,
after the riots.
Therma.
Did you keep any of the staff?
Sure, I kept anyone who wanted to stay and wasn't too badly injured by the riots.
Well, fair
But
enough.
there's something about a group of rioting trolls that makes people reluctant to walk back into a place.
That's not surprising.
Or indeed unable? Did you keep any singers on the staff?
Only Sapphire.
Okay.
It's not often I see a half-elf bartender.
Be honest. It's not often you see a half-elf.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, you got me. What's the deal?
I don't like to talk about it.
What, the fact that
I
you're
thought
half elf,
elves
or?
were supposed to be irrepressibly likable, so that they can get away with whatever acts of cruelty they want.
Yeah, but he's partially human.
Like cats.
Well, I'm not an elf, alright?
That's the problem, isn't it? Everyone can see that you've got elf blood in you, but you've got none of the advantages.
Exactly. Now stop talking about it.
All you get is people's prejudice.
I don't like your manner.
I'm not selling it.
Mm.
Tell
Okay, so
me
who's
about
Sapphire?
Just don't bother her while she's working, alright?
Oh, okay. Maybe you could tell me about Therma in that case.
Do you know someone named Therma? She used to sing here.
That'd be before my time. Sapphire
Okay.
might know. She knew all the troll singers from back before I took over the parrot.
Hmm. What else can I ask him about? What about Malachite? Do you know him?
Do you know of a tall, terse, and dense, in both senses of the
Doesn't
word?
that describe just about
Might
every
have been
troll?
one of the customers from when this used to be a troll bar, but I wouldn't know him if he was.
No? Oh, okay. What about... Do you know anything about this guy?
I gave Mencken Mundy's description and asked if he'd seen him. He told me that he hadn't. Maybe I could trust him. A half-elf doesn't need to make any more enemies.
But if he doesn't think you've got anything to do with it, he might not, you know. Okay.
Until later, Mencken.
Mm-hmm. Okay, can we talk to her then? Is she finished? Has she finished singing?
Can we talk?
Certainly look that way. Move mouth, waggle tongue.
Yeah? Oh, it works
Yeah,
there.
it all working.
My name's Lewton.
Sapphire.
Nice to
I
meet
could
you.
already tell that Sapphire was a troll who could look after herself.
Well, she's a troll, so...
I knew I'd have to watch my step around her. It was quite a long way round her, too, and not the pretty way.
Probably not. She's a troll. So let's
You've been a
just
singer
start
here
with the
long.
regular conversation.
Long enough.
Long enough for what?
Long enough to want to be singing somewhere else.
Why don't you? Probably because there aren't very many troll bars anymore.
Tell me about yourself.
I'd tell you about myself in 4 words. Big ideas, small results.
Why did
Yeah,
you become a
okay.
singer?
Aren't many jobs for a troll like me. And at least this one honest.
True.
Is honesty important to you?
As much as anything else.
Okay.
I'm guessing
that's-
nothing much matters to you right now, Sapphire.
You catch on quick, Lewton.
Yeah.
What do you know about the barman?
She doesn't like him?
Rankin? Not much. Know that him a bigger loser than
How come?
That's...
he owns this place. At least Sapphire leave if Sapphire wants to.
I mean, you could possibly
Why
sell
don't
the
you
place,
leave?
right?
Where would I go?
Dunno. It's a good question.
No place on disc for a troll like me. Spend our whole lives waiting for break. Just one chance to come our way.
Yeah,
Can
so she
seize
can't just
both
give up.
hands tightly. But it never come. Or if it do, we don't recognize it. So we go back to grind of job we hate.
Yeah, it's not good being a troll on the Discworld.
Step closer to end.
Do you do children's parties?
It's, well, children in Ankh Morpork probably wouldn't be too surprised with that kind of discussion, would they? Yeah, okay,
I gave Seth.
Don't ring no bells, honey, but that don't mean much. We get lots of humans through here, and they all look the same to me.
okay, let's ignore the Mundy case for now. It's the Therma case we want to talk about. What?
Have you heard of a troll singer named Therma? She used to work here.
Huh. A
What?
troll singer named Thurman.
What's so funny?
Nothing.
Oh, okay.
Sure, Sapphire know her.
Okay.
Know where I could find her?
Try morgue. She dead.
Oh,
Her house on
She's
Talon
dead?
Street collapsed while back now. We trolls may be tough, but we're not indestructible. Rumors say she was practicing her moves and knocked out load-bearing beam. Brought whole place down on top of her.
it's not. Wouldn't be overly surprising for a
That's
troll.
why Sapphire never practiced.
Yeah, I can tell.
That's the only reason.
That, and I don't wanna.
Know where she's buried?
That's fair, I suppose.
Sapphire don't know, but think they buried her under stage name Madame Lodestone.
Madame Lodestone.
Madame Lodestone?
Sure, on account of how attractive she was.
Alright, she was attractive, was she? What can you tell me about Malachite?
I don't suppose you'd know a big troll called Malachite.
Sure, he troll a few words, 'cause he don't know that many.
You know where
Obviously.
to find him?
Sapphire not seen him in years, but you try Rodin's workshop. He used to hang out there.
He did, okay. Rodin's workshop, eh? I don't really think she can tell me much
The
more.
big troll. He certainly wasn't the
Let's just see. The Therma case, right? She didn't tell me entirely about
So
Madame
Therma
Lodestone, did she?
performed here under the name Madame Lodestone.
Who are you? The narrator? I told you that already.
Well, I am the narrator as well, because, you know, it's one of those types of
I'll
games.
be back.
You won't be. We won't be back. Don't tell her lies. What have we got here? A notice board? I noticed a notice board, and apparently I can't actually look at it.
I couldn't imagine who would pay attention to the notices in a seedy dive like the Parrot, but I guess they were of interest to someone.
Maybe.
Come and see the greatest
historical tragedy ever told.
Antilogy in Cleffatara.
Cleffatara?
Wells' masterpiece as 'twas meant to be performed by actors.
Obviously. I mean, if it was... They don't want it to be performed by donkeys, because... you know... The ability of donkeys to act can be difficult. Right, let's go to Rodin's workshop then. Because apparently Malachite spends his time here. He's a sculptor, only he doesn't actually seem to be sculpting anything himself.
You wouldn't happen to be Rodin, would you?
Ah.
Uh,
I know that one.
oh, you know that one, do you?
It's on the tip of my tongue.
Take your time.
Yeah, it's like we've got lots.
Yes.
Well, you are.
Yes,
Oh,
I
okay.
think
I am Rodan.
Oh, well, if you think, therefore you are.
How can I be sure?
Beats me. I had a note from my mother the day they did philosophy at school.
You must conceive form in depth.
Sure.
Why?
Do you know, I don't remember.
Just confusing everybody.
It figures.
Yeah.
What
It
do you make
does.
of this?
I stared at the statue he was working on. Face to
Yeah.
face with art, we shuffle our feet and apologize. We say, I don't know much about art, but I know what I
Yeah,
like.
some people say that.
Well, most people do. I can't even say I know what I like. But that's not the point. The point is that if knowing what you like is good enough for shoes and drinks and women, what's wrong with applying the same rule to
Well,
art?
you know, that's
I guess people don't like to look
a decent enough sort of argument, I suppose.
Personally, I think art's for guys who couldn't do basic maths.
Depends on the kind of art, doesn't it?
Do you like it?
What is it?
Well, I don't know much about art.
But I know what I like.
Sometimes I could be such a coward.
So anyway, there's no point getting into small talk with him. All I want to know
Do you know
is
a
about
troll
malachite.
named Malachite?
Malachite. Malachite.
Yeah,
It
malachite.
sounds, familiar.
In your own time.
Yeah. Sometime today, though, would be nice.
I think he works for me. Or he
You think
did
or you know?
work for me. No. I think he must still work for me.
Oh, he must.
Look, there he is over there.
Oh. Okay. Well, let's go and talk to him then. Where is he? Is he up there? Or have we just walked in? Yeah, there he is.
You're a tough troll to find, Malachite.
Hmm.
You could say something.
Doesn't want to. Is that actually him?
Okay, so I'll do the talking.
Yeah, I'll tell him that she's dead. Unfortunately.
It'd be really useful if you could tell me something.
Fine.
Yes, but I need
Fine.
Malachite. But
Okay. No, that's not what I want to know.
I hate to be the bearer of
Ah, there we
bad
go.
news, but I think Therma might be dead. Her house collapsed. She's been gone a while. Are you
How
going to
long?
say something?
Need to see the body.
The body?
Fine.
Yeah.
Therma. Need to see body.
Okay, so
Okay, the body. No problem.
how am I going to
Sheesh.
get the body to him?
I'd also...
Okay. Well, there's no room for small talk. What's up with malachite anyway? Oh, what's that?
For some reason, there was a grappling iron on the floor near Malachite. I
Okay.
couldn't have been more interested in it, even if it had plot device written across it in large letters.
Okay, can we have
I
it?
don't know why I thought stealing the grapple would be easier than talking to Malachite. It wasn't.
Yeah. It certainly won't be.
Hello
Let's
again.
just try.
No, I know.
Hmm. What can we... No,
The
I
big
don't.
he certainly...
I don't think we're supposed to ask him anything about that just now. So let's get out of here. Let's go to... Well, let's go to the yard. Maybe Nobby can tell us something about Madame Lodestone. And find out if he's learned anything more about these strangers. Probably not, but you know. He'll be quite happy if we're doing his job for him, so... There's that at least. Let's chat to Nobby
Hello
again.
Hello.
Let's see. I want to ask him about...
Have you heard of a singer called Therma? Never heard of her.
He's never heard of her, but he's maybe heard of... Madam
Have you
Lodestone?
ever heard of a troll by the name of Madam Lodestone?
Madam Lodestone.
Yeah.
No, there's a name
That's what
I've
I
not
said.
heard in quite a while.
You know her then?
Well, no,
No?
but I've heard of her.
Okay.
She died in some sort of construction mishap.
Mishap.
A mishap, Nobby.
Mishap.
Whatever. Anyway, if memory serves, they put her body in the Salashi Mausoleum.
The Salashi
Don't know
Mausoleum.
how she ended up in such an exclusive establishment, but that's how I heard it.
Right, okay.
That doesn't sound very likely.
You did ask.
But apparently it's true. While we're on the subject of things, actually go back. Contacts and suspects. No, not cases. Let's ask more about these mysterious passengers.
I don't suppose you've investigated the passengers on the Milka, have you?
Of course I have.
Sorry, but, diligence.
He's
of
not
investigative
diligent,
work
no.
You're the only... There's 3 dwarfs.
Okay, yeah, it's just the same conversation we had before.
Do you want me to?
What have...
Well, I interviewed...
What did you learn?
That's official watch.
You didn't learn anything, did
Didn't learn
Not as such,
anything.
no.
Not as such, no.
Any chance I could interview this passenger?
I don't see why not.
Yeah.
She's down in the Cafe Ankh now.
Well, that's something, I guess.
Well, let's go and look at the Cafe Ankh then. Let's go speak to her, because that's not something we haven't done yet. Before we do, let's save our game. Data may be lost, but it hasn't been good. We'll just be careful about our data. We don't want to lose it. If we lose our data, we might lose our entire reason for being. Oh wait, that's not right. Is it? Okay, so where is she then? I don't play that song again. He'll shout at you.
I thought I told you never to...
Ilsa. I
Ilsa?
thought I would never see her again. I prayed that I'd never see her again. But either the gods didn't listen, or they were having a
So he
laugh
doesn't like
at my
her then?
expense. Knowing the gods of the Discworld, I had a pretty good idea which.
Yeah, if it was any other place, you wouldn't know.
Play it again, Sam. You know what? No one's ever going to believe you said that.
They're not.
Hello, Ilsa. How long's it been?
Too long.
That's funny.
Too long.
I was thinking that it wasn't long enough.
Don't sell yourself short.
Aren't you pleased to see me?
The-
Sure. Like a jellyfish praying for the tide to come in.
What's that supposed to mean?
If I always knew what I meant, I'd be a genius.
Yeah, probably, but if you don't,
Like
then you're
Mary,
just
you
talking
always knew
nonsense.
what to say.
I still know what to say.
He just doesn't know the order to say it in.
I just choose not to.
You're getting a big kick out of making me feel cheap, aren't you?
I might go and look at that mausoleum after
Well,
too.
maybe I had it coming.
Hey,
Maybe.
don't take my side. You'll take all the fun out of it.
Okay, so let's speak to her.
I spent years rehearsing what I'd say if I saw you again. What I'd ask you. I tried to imagine what you'd say.
I just forgotten all of it.
But now I'm here. You can't think of anything to say?
Now you're here, and I just want to slap you. Just once.
You can't do that.
Across the cheek.
What will that prove?
Not much. Not much
That
at all.
I still haven't forgiven you.
You could just tell her that.
You're not making this easy, Lewton.
Do I have to?
Did you think I would?
Depends what the situation is, really,
Did
doesn't
you
it?
think I'd just come bouncing up to you like a trained puppy?
Yeah,
Maybe I'd wag my tail and wait for you to throw me a stick.
maybe.
Well, I'm never going to be another woman's dog for as long as I live.
That's cruel.
Not as cruel as the day you left me.
For what reason?
What made you ask for that song?
I was feeling
Memory?
sentimental.
It's good to know that you still remember me.
Is it? Do you think it is?
How could I forget?
I don't know.
Don't know.
But you managed to leave. I figured you'd probably manage to forget as well.
Never.
I tried to forget you. I tried to forget.
You obviously
the
didn't
day
because you
left.
remembered.
I tried to forget the good times. I tried to drown your memory.
I don't
in
blame it on the
cheap
good times.
whiskey.
Blame it on the.
And did
No,
you
don't do
forget?
that. Don't do that.
I don't remember.
I still remember you. That's what the song means to me. It's everything that's good about our time together.
You got lucky, Elsa. You got all the good memories, and I got all the bad.
It didn't have to be like that.
Didn't
It's
it?
always like that.
Okay, well that's great. Anyway,
What do you know about a woman named Carlotta?
I've not
probably
met her
nothing.
then. Sorry.
Okay, no, that's fine.
So, you came in on the Milka, did you?
Yes.
Alone?
No. I came with a
Who?
companion.
It figures.
What?
Women like you are never alone.
I've been
She
alone.
was until I came in.
You know nothing about loneliness.
Anyway, can we get on with the case, please?
You know nothing about what it's like to not know why you've been abandoned. You don't know what it's like to watch your career slip away because the one thing you care about has been taken from you. You don't know what it's like to spend years going
why-
into restaurants and asking for a table for one.
You don't eat in restaurants.
Okay.
There are drinks in them,
but
though.
if I did, that's what I'd ask for.
Why did you ask about the Milka?
You came aboard in Ecclepon, right? With a man.
Yes.
Yeah.
His name's Two Conkers.
Oh.
How did you know?
It's my job to know.
Not to
You're
specifically
being
know
paid to
that.
find out where people board ships?
No.
No, I'm a private investigator.
Yeah. And you can maybe tell me about.
Ilsa had told me she would, for now.
So we can't ask her anything more about that. However, we're not quite finished.
Have you met a man named Mundy?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. There was a man named Mundy on the ship we came in on. He kept himself to himself mostly.
What can you tell
Mostly?
me about
What?
him?
He seemed nervous.
Anything
Okay.
else?
I remember him going down to the cargo hold at one point. He looked really shifty.
Really shifty.
As if he was hiding something.
Is that it?
That's all I can think of.
Can you tell me
Ilsa
anything
had
about the
told
Milka?
me she was traveling. For now.
No, I guess not. Okay. That's all we need to know there. I don't think she's going to be able to help us with the Therma case. Let's ask her about these
Tell
murders
me
that
one thing, Ilsa. Are
that
you
Nobby seems to
involved
think
in
they're
these
linked to.
murders?
What?
The murders. They started when you arrived in town.
I can't believe that you would
Mundy
think such
could
a
be.
thing. I mean, I know I've done some bad things, but I've never killed anyone in all my life.
Have you
Just checking.
Okay, so she's got nothing to do with the murders, or she says she's got nothing to do with the murders. I think she probably doesn't have anything to do with the murders. It's probably more likely to be Mundy anyway, that's murder related. Or her
Hello again.
friend.
Hello.
Oh, I don't want to talk to him. I want to leave. By this direction. Okay, so we're going to have a look at this mausoleum first of all that Therma's supposedly buried in, if we can get into it. Is that it up there, or... Yeah. Looks ridiculously large. Let's see if we can find
The
out where.
Salaci family mausoleum was one of the most beautiful buildings I'd ever seen, nestled in an upmarket part of the city of Ankh.
Wow.
It was unguarded because, quite frankly, no one in their right mind would do anything
Yeah, it
to
would be
offend
pretty
the
foolish.
Salaci family, given their ties to the assassins. It wasn't just something that wasn't done. It was also something that wasn't survived.
Okay, well, can we look around?
I tried to find Therma's grave, but it was a waste of time.
Oh, why?
You'd need to be an expert in heraldry or genealogy to even begin to navigate around it.
Oh, okay, so we're gonna have to find somebody who
I'll
is.
say this for the nobility. They keep their dead well indexed.
Well, they obviously don't, otherwise you'd be able to find them more easily, right? I mean, surely. And how do we get out of here? I can't work out how we get out. Where's the exit? There we go. That was the exit. Okay, so there's not really anything we can learn there. But I tell you, I just remembered we had some items that we probably should have shown to Ilsa. Because there was like the, like that tag that was on the ground. Where is she? Is she over there? There she is. Just speak to her again, because I forgot to speak to her about my inventory. Because there's some items in there that we found.
Can you
like
read
that.
this?
Yes. It says Pier 5.
Okay.
What language?
Agatean.
How do you
Agatean.
know an obscure language like that?
Actually,
Because she learned
Tukonkus is
it.
from the counterweight continent. I learnt it from him.
Because he's from Australia.
I thought that people weren't allowed to leave the Agatean Empire.
Oh, things have freed up these
Oh
days.
no, that's right. It's not. It's the. I remember now. Yeah.
I'd be
It's
careful
like
who
the
you
Interesting
tell about
Times
two
film book.
conquers, Ilsa.
Why?
The tourist,
People can be funny about foreigners.
whose name I forget.
And they say they use powerful magic there. The last time one of them arrived here, the city got burned down.
Tukonkus
Yeah.
isn't going to burn the city down.
It might.
You know that, and I know that. But the average man
Yeah,
on
you'll
the
have to be very
street
careful.
doesn't know that. They see the unknown as a threat.
Why? Tukonkus is harmless. No one's that stupid.
Let me let you
It's like
in on a
Morpork,
little
everyone's
known
that
secret.
stupid.
You know how stupid the average person is?
I think so, yes.
Well,
Okay.
statistically, half of them are even dumber than that.
Statistics, come on. Let's not talk statistics now. Okay, so we learned about going to Pier 5. There's nothing else there that I need to tell her about. But Pier 5, he said. She said. Pier 5.
Hello again.
What in the
Hello.
world? Why do we keep going and talking to him? I didn't even click on him. What is going on? Okay, let's go and find Pier 5 then. It seems to only be on that screen that the cursor moves so slowly. It's very strange. Anyway, Pier 5 would obviously be near the wharf. And there it is. So, what do we have here? There's a guy, a watchman. Yeah, but who watches the watchman?
I take it you're the watchman for this warehouse.
Wow, you're sharp. People never work that out.
Do they not?
I mean,
Nor
there are
fool
so
them, huh?
many reasons that I might
Okay, enough
want
of the
to
sarcasm.
be out here on a pier in the middle of nowhere, but you went straight to the fact that I'm a watchman.
That's a real talent you've got there. It usually takes me much longer to take for someone.
Yeah, not me.
Let me guess. Not only are you the watchman for this warehouse, but you are so bored that anyone who comes along is a target for abuse.
Seems to be getting this quite well, doesn't he?
You're good, I'll give you that. Sharp as a pancake.
Okay.
What brings you here?
Research. I'm on an investigation.
You with the watch?
No, I work alone.
So
Yeah.
you're a criminal.
This is Ankh Morpork. We're all guilty of something.
I'm not.
Hey, are you guilty of being a sarky? Well,
Oh, yeah? Well, you've just directly violated the patrician's laws about groundless metals.
What?
Well, can you prove to me that you're as pure as snow?
Ah, but that wasn't a metaphor. That was
well,
a simile.
yeah, the pureness of snow.
Because of course course, the patrician is going to be
Yeah.
swayed by a pedantic defense
Isn't
like
it?
that.
Isn't, you know, it's...
I guess you have a point.
yeah. It's not going to work out for you, is it? That's not what I want to look at. But the Mundy case, maybe...
When I gave Mundy's well, not that animated, but
Oh, more animated than he had been.
That's the one. He tried to break into the
Oh,
warehouse
did he?
the other night.
You're sure?
Or maybe I just like stringing you along for fun.
What happened?
Maybe you do.
I scared him off. I'd like to know where he is now, though. It doesn't look
Why?
good to have people get away with breaking into a place like this.
You said you tried to. You didn't
Bad
say you
for our
managed to
reputation.
successfully do it.
Oh, I'm sure. Because everyone respects you, and this would just put a total stop to all those dinner party invitations.
Boy, watch it.
Well, you deserved it. You started it. Let's just see if he didn't.
Do you know a woman named Ilsa or a man named Two Conkers?
Sorry, I don't get to socialise much with this job. It's the night work, you know.
Yeah, I understand. He's got nothing he can tell us. What's over here? Okay. This building has a skylight. So...
I wasn't the disc's greatest climber, and I was going to need some help.
we can climb up, maybe. But if we're honest, the only way we're going to do that is presumably to get that grappling hook from Malachite, and in order to do that, we're obviously going to need to I don't know. Let's take a look in our office. Maybe we'll find some new information there. Wait, what's that?
The note had been pushed under my door by
Carlotta sent us a note.
I am anxious to see you again and to find out how the case is going. Come to the von Uberwald mansion on Moon Pond Lane.
The von
Carlotta
Uberwald
von
mansion?
Uberwald.
Ah, now we know her last name.
Carlotta was a member of the von Uberwalds, one of the richest and most reclusive families in Ankh Morpork.
It's alright, keep sneezing.
That explained why she could afford to offer to pay me so much. It
can.
didn't explain why she hadn't got around to
Yeah,
paying me
exactly.
yet.
You're
But
saying
I
she's
could
paid you a
wait,
lot,
at
but
least
she
until
hasn't actually paid you. Well, let's go. Von Uberwald Mansion, she said. So, of course, we're going to go there. Where is it? It has to be that one up there, right? Everything lights up as soon as it's available.
I already had a bad feeling about the Mundy case. But learning that my employer was a von Uberwald didn't fill me with confidence.
No,
I didn't know
me
the
neither.
facts about the von Uberwalds, but the rumors were bad enough.
May I help you, sir?
Yes.
You could let me in for a start.
Yeah, that would be a good beginning.
Very good, sir.
And don't call me sir.
As you wish, sir.
Yeah.
May I take your coat and hat, sir?
Thanks, but no. I feel naked without them.
That
You've
must
got
make it
clothes
difficult
underneath
to
though, right?
clean them.
Was that a joke?
I never joke, sir. It's not my job. I may lie, dissemble, or deceive, but I never joke.
Look, I don't want you to take my coat, okay?
Seems fair.
But of course, sir. Sir is welcome to drip all over the immaculate hardwood floor that I spent several hours polishing this morning, because Sir is a guest, and Sir is entitled to do whatever Sir wishes.
I'll be back. I bet.
Oh, I hadn't finished
Go
top
on.
wall. I clicked the wrong thing because I wasn't paying bloody attention. My fault. My fault.
Hello.
I take it.
No.
Very good, sir.
Okay. So, we got an invitation to speak to Carlotta.
I
Let's
have
just
an
pass that to him.
invitation from Carlotta.
Ah, Sarah's as quick to reach the point of Sarah's visit as a tortoise with a war wound is in crossing a very large desert. I will fetch Mistress Carlotta for Sir, provided Sarah would be so kind as to wait here and not to touch the valuable and irreplaceable furniture that adorns the room Sarah is currently...
I'll see what I can do.
Certainly, I will try not to damage the furniture. Who's that there?
The painting bore a striking resemblance to Carlotta.
Oh.
The Duchess Charlotte von Uberwald, née Leopoldine.
Well, okay,
My
so it's not you,
predecessor,
but...
in a sense.
In a sense? What sense?
Oh? Are you a duchess?
No. But the resemblance is impressive, isn't it? My husband was struck by it from the moment I met him.
Where is your husband?
Dear Ulrich passed away during a civil uprising in Uberwald several years ago. Quite a terrible business, actually. Peasants, pitchforks,
Oh, yeah,
burning
fire.
torches.
Yeah.
The usual
Castle.
sort of thing.
Usually.
For vampires.
For Uberwald, certainly. Their ways may seem barbaric, but it's just the way things have always been done. If there wasn't a civil uprising every few years, I do believe the nobility would be most disappointed.
Would
Dying
they?
at the hands of a mob in a burning castle is practically traditional.
Yeah.
Tradition important to you, is it?
Ever the investigator, eh, Lewton?
Well, I mean, yeah.
Even your employer isn't beyond suspicion.
My old boss used to say that everyone was guilty of something. Too many things, sweetie, but nothing you need to know about.
Well, okay.
So what's the story with you and Ulrich?
Do you believe in love at first sight, Lewton?
It saves a lot of time,
Ish.
certainly.
Ulrich fell for me the moment we met.
Was that some sort of
I
hypnotic
guess seeing that
trance,
painting
or...
every day probably helped.
Don't sell yourself short. You have a few assets of your own.
Oh, come on.
I'm sure it was an equitable transaction.
You think I married him for his money?
Did you?
Let me tell you something, Lewton. I've been rich.
She probably had more than them.
Rich is better.
Did you love him?
Does it matter?
It matters to me.
Maybe
Why?
I did. I guess it depends on what love is.
Love is a moment of weakness that allows someone to hurt you more than you
Yeah,
ever
not
thought
quite.
possible. Men were given the
Not
strength to be
quite.
brutes to women, and women were given love to wreak their revenge.
Who was she,
It's a bit
Lewton?
of a bitter...
Who?
The one who left you with such a high opinion of women. She must have been quite a gal.
You could say that. Okay.
You wanted to know how the case...
A girl's got to have hobbies.
I think I'm getting somewhere.
We're all getting
Yeah.
somewhere, Lewton. The question is, am I going to like where you're going?
I guess we'll just have to find
I
that
don't know.
out the old-fashioned way.
That's me, an old-fashioned girl.
Like the girl in the picture.
The Duchess? She was quite a
Yeah.
trendsetter in her era. She wore her dress so high, you could almost see her ankles.
My goodness.
My heart is
That's
pounding at
terrifying.
the thought.
Don't do that.
I don't have much to tell you about the case, I'm afraid.
You still haven't found Mundy?
I haven't found
Not
him
yet.
specifically yet, no.
I might do a better job if I had more money at my disposal.
Ah, yes, of course. You
The money
haven't
you
been
forgot
paid.
to pay me.
Well, it had crossed my mind.
I'm sure I
It
could
hadn't just
sort
crossed your
something out.
mind, come on.
I didn't
You've been
doubt that
complaining
she
about
could.
it the whole time.
The question was, would she? And more to the point, when would she?
Sometime. At some
What can
point.
you tell me about the Duchess?
The Duchess Charlotte von Uberwald. Born Charlotte Ameliorati Victoire
She certainly
Tangerine
seems to know a lot
Leopoldine.
about family
She
history,
married the Duke when she was 13,
doesn't
which
she?
was the style at the
With
time.
regard to something that was suggested at the mausoleum.
She was considered
That somebody
a
who knew about
risque
family
dilettante
history,
by most
genealogy,
of the
etc.
nobility of Uberwald,
Might be able to
and
help.
rumors abounded that she caused the heart attack that killed the Marquis of Grandmal when she showed him her naked knees.
You're pretty good on this
My.
family history business, then.
I dabble.
Oh, do you? Yeah, she's definitely going to be useful. Right, let's talk to her about some of the stuff.
I wasn't about to.
Yeah, you weren't going to ask her about herself.
Have you heard of a dwarf who goes by the name of Al-Khali?
No. No, I haven't.
Never mind. It was a long shot.
It's not going to be useful, is it?
Do you know a big, dumb troll called Malachite?
I thought all trolls were big and dumb.
This one pushes new boundaries. Do you know him or not?
No, I don't.
Okay. What about
Do you know
Therma?
anyone named Therma?
Sorry, Lewton. I've never heard of them.
Okay.
Do you know a woman named Ilsa or a man named Two Conkers?
Be careful, Lewton.
I'm just asking you about the people who may be tied to this case.
Tell me again about...
I've told...
No, that's not helpful.
Do you know anything about...
Let's try not...
Okay, so she doesn't want to
Carlotta
talk.
had at the beginning...
Oh, I'll tell you what, though. She knows about
I need your help.
family history.
I'm not hard to get, Lewton. All you have to do is ask.
I need your knowledge.
Yeah.
I need to find a particular tomb in the Salachi Mausoleum, but I don't know enough about genealogy.
Mm-hmm.
You do.
The Salachi Mausoleum?
Yes.
That could be trouble.
Don't worry. I'm not going to mess with the tombs. I know better than
Yeah,
to
we're not
offend
gonna-
a family whose ties with the Assassin's Guild go back to its very
Exactly.
foundation.
They run.
Who's the
They basically run it.
A troll named Therma.
A dead troll? You don't get much stiffer than that, I suppose.
Will you help me or not?
Of course, although I'm not really properly dressed for a mausoleum. You don't mind waiting while I get changed?
No, be my
It's
guest.
not like Therma's going anywhere.
If Sarah is not too busy, the master of the house wishes a word with you.
What?
And if I am too busy?
The master of the house still wishes a word with you, and I shall be forced to beg.
I take it begging's not something
That
you like
sounds
to
like
do.
It could be fun.
Did I say beg, sir? I meant resort to violence.
In which case, lead the way.
Yeah, don't think we have much choice. Wait, so who am I talking to? Is this her? Is this her husband?
Mr. Lewton.
Yeah, I would say it is. He doesn't look like he's traditionally alive. Oh, it's his daughter-in-law.
Matter for her.
That's correct.
Then I take it you will be a frequent visitor to my house.
It seems likely.
Do you know who I am?
I know that they call you the Count.
Do you know
Yes.
why they call me the Count?
Because you're able to count.
Because I am a Count.
Yeah, that's a good reason.
Count Henning von Überwald.
Good.
One of the Blints von Überwalds, I ought to add, because frankly, Überwald had an uncountable number of counts.
Of what?
I'm trapped in
Of
Ankh
what?
Morpork at the moment because my current infirmity prohibits me from leaving this room.
That doesn't explain.
That doesn't look like a room. It looks like you're outside.
I wish to know what my daughter-in-law has you investigating.
That's between me and her.
No, Mr. Lewton. I rather suspect it isn't. You see, Carlotta's hands are not on the von Überwald purse.
Okay. So any money that I'm gonna get is gonna come from you.
So you're saying I won't get paid unless I tell you what I'm doing?
No, I'm implying that. Whether
Yeah.
or not you actually get paid is a different issue.
What's it to you?
I get very bored.
I'm sure you would living in one room
I'm
or garden.
interested as to what goes on around me.
All right. I'm tracking someone for her.
Someone who is missing?
That's right.
Yes.
A man named Mundy.
Oh,
Yeah.
I see. Very well.
Yeah.
If you keep me informed on the progress of the case periodically, I will ensure that you receive payment.
He didn't seem. He seemed interested in the idea that somebody was missing, but not when it.
You said you have to stay in the conservatory. Why?
Yeah.
I'm not a well man, Mr. Lewton. It is hard to say how long I have for this world, or indeed if the next world will take me.
What's so special about the conservatory?
It's the
Ankh
room.
Morpork is too hot and humid for my taste.
Right.
I had the conservatory built
So it's
especially.
got like air conditioning and...
It's colder than the rest of the house. I keep it at the temperature I feel most comfortable with.
Mm.
Why so cold?
You ask too many questions.
I'm an
You're a
investigator.
detective,
It's
you know.
my job.
That's what we do.
Well, be thankful that I find your impertinence charming, or else I might be forced to teach you
I'm
a
not
lesson.
going to argue with
In
that.
your condition?
You would be surprised at just what
You could
I
bite your
can
ankles
do
off.
in my condition, Mr. Lewton.
Or run you over. Well, let's tell him a little bit about the... You know, I'm not really interested in the Von Uberwalds, but... You can tell him about
What
it
can
if
you
want.
tell me about Mundy?
I'm afraid I can tell you nothing, but I would be in...
Carlotta says he's an ex-lover and she suspects him of cheating on her.
And you believed her?
Whether I believe her or not is immaterial.
Yeah, but that's what she...
Do you know anything?
I'm sorry, but I don't...
No, of course he doesn't.
Carlotta had at the beginning.
Wait, okay, so... Well, that's not really of interest, is it? What can you tell me about
Tell
Carlotta?
me about Carlotta.
I find it
You'll live.
It is fortunate that I find your manner amusing.
I guess this must be my lucky day.
Very well. Carlotta became a member of the family by marrying my son Ulrich, who is no longer with us.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yes, he returned to Uberwald several years ago.
Wait, what?
Oh. I'm sorry. I thought he was dead.
Oh, he is.
Yeah.
And
they sent his body to Uberwald.
Carlotta is now part of my family, and I have a duty to protect
Something tells me he's not too happy about that GT.
Why do you dislike her so much?
It is not something you should trouble yourself with.
Okay. Well, I won't then. I'll try not to.
What do you know about a dwarf named Al-Khali?
These days, the only people I know
Ah, well,
are
if he's
those
not come
who
to the mansion, he won't know him. So he won't know about them.
Do you know a woman named Ilsa or a man named Two Conkers?
These days, the...
Yeah, so he's not going to tell us
I've
anything
learned that
more.
Tell me about
Hey,
You'll live.
Oh, I didn't want to do
very-
that. I didn't want to ask about that, because we already did that, and it's not... Wonder
Do
if
you
he knows
know anything
these.
about the recent murders?
there are always murders in Uberwald.
Yeah, but we're in Ankh
I
Morpork.
don't see why these should be any different.
I was talking about the murders here in Ankh Morpork.
Mr. Lewton, I couldn't be less interested in the petty crimes
Yeah,
of
to be
this
fair,
wretched city.
if you got too
Nobby.
involved in the crimes of that city, you'd be spending a long time
I'll
dealing
be
with
back
it.
later.
I look forward to it.
So okay, so he's gonna want to know what's going on
Now
with the
let's
case.
get this straight. We're looking for a troll named Therma.
As far as I know, yes, but she may be in here under the name Madame Lodestone.
Okay,
Yeah.
then we can rule out the Fornix Sanguis Ceruleus.
What?
The Blue Blood Vault. We can probably,
Yeah, probably.
eliminate the heroic decapitated war veterans vault and the thoroughbred pet vault. Do you know what relation this troll had to
I
the
have
Salacci
absolutely
family?
no
Does
clue.
there have to be one?
She wouldn't be buried here if she wasn't.
Well, your guess is as good as
Yeah,
mine.
pretty much.
It took Carlotta a while to work it out, but we eventually found a Madame Lodestone in the Fornix Famulus, the servitor's vault. Guess she used to
Oh.
keep the floors real clean.
She was a servant
or
to them.
something.
Here we are. Madame Lodestone.
Well, I guess we can go and tell Malachite where she is then.
There's an inscription. Madame Lodestone, singer and
Singer,
retainer,
retainer.
of Lord Robert Salacci, taken from us when her house collapsed, returning her to the rubble from whence she... Not much of an epitaph. Still, it's more than I expect mine will say. I'll probably end up with whatever's written on the cement bag round my feet.
Probably. It's Especially if you keep investigating this case.
Carlotta? She disappeared without even a word. I couldn't work that woman out. Still, she'd found me the tomb, which left me trying to decide whether or not to tell Malachite.
I don't know. Let's get out here. We'll go and tell Malachite, as you say. Go to Rodan's workshop, which is over here. And we'll tell him that we found her. Which I think chances are that that's her. I think there's a good chance, I don't know. I get the feeling that it's not going to be as easy as that.
Hello again, Malachite. No, don't say anything. I know
He
how
wasn't
you
going
love
to
talk, but I...
Anyway, we're not interested in that right now. There we go. Therma
Well, I
in the
think
mausoleum.
I found Therma's body. It's in the Salachi mausoleum.
Need to see body.
Well, let's go and look then.
Take me there.
Okay. Nice to see someone dealing with the grieving process at high speed.
You say high speed. How long is it going to take to get there?
Cut straight to the acceptance. It saves a lot of time, doesn't it? I don't know why I bother
Yeah.
sometimes. Not as if he's listening to me. Maybe it'd help
He
if I
is,
hit him
but
with something, like maybe a really heavy building.
I wouldn't suggest it. Not with a troll. I think that would be a bad move.
Need to see body.
Well then, let's go. Of course you do. Let's go.
Here's the tomb.
I don't
Need
think
to
that
see
this...
body.
Hey, it's going to be pretty ugly in there. I mean,
There's a
she
troll.
was crushed under a house. And that'd mess up even a troll.
Need to see body.
I'll open it then. So he doesn't...
Malachite pushed the
Does he
slab
not
off
believe
the
it's
tomb
her?
like he was opening a jam jar. Inside was some rubble that I assumed was Therma's body. Frankly, there wasn't much to go on. Trolls
Well, there'd be more to
are
him
rocks,
than you.
and that's the whole story.
Not Therma.
What?
Keep looking.
Are you crazy? How could you tell?
Not Therma.
He's not going to tell us anything else more, is he? He just tells you it's not Therma.
I was beginning to wonder if Malachite was mad. If he was, I could at least make use of it. Okay, I've got no soul. I must be a hero. All right,
Yeah,
I'll
you
keep
are.
looking. But I've got a problem. There's this building I need to get into, but I can't do it. I need a grappling iron. A grappling iron, like the one you have. Look, I need to borrow your
Yeah, just
grappling
come straight
iron.
out with it.
Do you understand?
Give you hook. You find Therma.
That's the deal.
Yeah, hopefully. So
I couldn't help
gonna
but
give us the
wonder what
grappling
it
hook.
meant if that rubble wasn't Therma. Had Sapphire lied to me, I wouldn't be surprised. Frankly, I
Maybe
was more
Sapphire
surprised
is
by people telling me the truth than telling lies. Lies flow like water, but the truth burns. That's not a bad line. I better write that down.
You'll have forgotten it by the end of the day.
Malachite gave me the grapple and left the mausoleum without another word.
Let's take a look at this troll body. It's not often you get a chance to take a look at a troll body, is it? Okay, so we got some items, which is useful. Let's take a look at this
I
rubble.
examined the body closely, but all I could see of
Ooh,
interest
diamond
were the troll's
teeth.
diamond teeth glinting at me.
Take one?
The rubble was... But according to... I examined the...
Did we... I thought we should take one, to be honest. We might need it. Can we not? Oh, there we go.
All my best instincts told me not to take the tooth.
Why? Just
But
take
I
it.
just ignored them.
Exactly. Just take it. It is a troll, admittedly, and we probably shouldn't have just been so quick to just, you know, mess with the remains of one, but it's not Therma, so more power to us, I guess. Right, let's get to Pier 5, because now we should be able to get into that skylight, I think. But I don't know if that guy's going to miss us or not, to be honest. But I think the first thing we need to do is go to Lewton. Except it's almost impossible to actually get him. There we go. Okay. I want this grappling hook. Where's it gone? It's there. And we want to use it with the skylight. And then hopefully we can get inside and find something of use. There we go, throwing it up. It's an interesting way of throwing it. I'm not sure that would have really made it. Okay, so where are we? I can barely see anything. I reckon we're going to need to open this skylight with a tool. Like, oh, for goodness sake. My presses of the buttons is just a little bit off, you know, location-wise, which is actually quite frustrating. But we're going to pop it open, I hope. There we go, we're in. Oh, I can barely see anything. Okay, can we go in? I guess we're inside
Breaking
now.
into the warehouse was easier than I thought, but then I was a natural pessimist.
Oh.
Living in Ankh Morpork did that to a man. What little light there was in the warehouse was coming through the skylight, and shadows played on the wall.
Should probably have used some kind of torch.
To help the case. I didn't know what I was looking for, but I was desperate enough that anything would do.
Okay, well, is there anything around? There's a matchbook? What is it? Let's take a look at this matchbook, because it's the only piece of evidence we have.
On closer examination, I was pretty sure the missing piece had become torn off accidentally.
Oh yeah.
The torn matchbook had been found in the Pier 5 warehouse.
Oh, hold on.
There was something written on the back of the matchbook. I could make out the words, whale.
This looks very...
I didn't think that...
very like a part of that matchbook.
The torn matchbook fitted precisely to the scrap of cardboard I'd found on the Milka.
So what does that actually say now?
The reconstructed matchbook clearly read
9 Whalebone Lane. And where's that? Oh, hold on. Is that not the... Can I get out there? Yeah. Is that not the Arc Green Parrot? I'm sure it was Whalebone. In the window behind him earlier, I'm sure that it said Whalebone Lane. So it's either there or it's somewhere else entirely. But I'm pretty sure that was the... If only I can remember where it is. There it is. The Arc Green Parrot. I think.
Eat at Harga's House of Ribs. All
House of
you
Ribs.
can gobble for $1. Menu available.
Awesome.
Famous wherever huge appetites gather and mountainous stomachs rumble.
Good. Right. Well, that doesn't help us with much, but you know.
I'm back, so I can see.
Okay, so let's ask him again. Why would...
Have you seen Sapphire?
She's not here. She went off to see someone.
Who?
Who do I look like? A keeper?
I don't know, do you?
I gave Mencken Mundy's... He told me that maybe a half...
I don't think we can trust him.
Do you know any...
If you asked fewer questions.
Maybe I would get answers if I asked fewer questions. That doesn't seem likely.
Do you know any...
I know a lot of people. That doesn't mean I want to talk about them with you.
So you're not interested in talking with me about... What about? Tell me something. Why?
Do you know what this is?
It's a matchbook.
reason it might have the address of the parrot written on the back.
None that has anything to do with me.
I knew he was hiding something.
Yeah, he is, isn't he? He is.
The question was, how could I get it out of him? I'm against unnecessary violence. Besides, these skinny types can be tougher than they look.
Well, maybe... Can we say that he's lying? Is that what that's for?
So you don't know Mundy?
I've already told you that I don't.
And this matchbook means nothing to you?
You practice to become this irritating.
Well,
No, not
I'm
really.
confused. You
Yeah.
see, this is Mundy's handwriting on the matchbook, and this is your address he wrote.
Yeah.
Shall I tell you what I think?
I don't think I have much choice.
No,
I
not
think
really.
Mundy is
No,
here,
not
but
particularly.
he told you not to tell anyone that he's here.
You're just making it up as you go along.
Well, I could
Well-
always go and fetch the watch.
You say that.
I heard they were looking for Mundy too, and if he's not here, you wouldn't have to worry about being charged with hiding a known fugitive. They can get so impatient.
Mundy's
They
not a
can.
fugitive.
How would you know? You little...
Caught you.
All right, you win.
I got you.
He's upstairs, but don't tell him I told you.
I wouldn't dream of ruining your reputation in high society.
But he doesn't have one, so it doesn't matter. So how do I get upstairs then? That way? Here's his room. Oh, and he's apparently alive.
I'd gone to a lot of trouble to find Mundy, and now the goal was in reach. It seemed like an anticlimax.
Yeah,
I
what are
couldn't
we...
quite see what Mundy was doing when I entered his room, and seconds later I couldn't see nothing at all. The last thing I saw as I passed out of consciousness was the floor rushing up to meet me.
Well, that's not good. That's not a good way to end, is it? And now where are we? We're stuck. We're on Act 2. We completed Act 1.
By the time I came around, the watch had arrived.
And we'll make the end of this conversation the end of this particular
I must have been unconscious for hours.
part of the game. For this video.
Maybe days. I thought
Hopefully
no
you
one
enjoy.
could feel
Hopefully
as
you've
bad
enjoyed
as I did,
the game as much
until
as
I saw Mundy.
I do. If you have, thank you very much. If you've enjoyed
His feet were
the content,
bound and his eyes
please
had
feel
been
free to drop a
gouged
like
out.
there. Maybe subscribe too
Either
if
he
you feel like
died
it.
of massive blood
And
loss, or he'd spilt an
click that
awful
bell
lot
for
of red
notifications
wine.
as well.
It wasn't
That'd
going
be great.
to be a
Thank you
good
very
day,
much.
I decided.
If you're interested in finding out when I'm doing my live streams, because I do them
Going
sort of most
somewhere,
nights,
Lewton?
you can head over to Twitter. It's twitter.com/supernautus.
You don't leave until we've finished with you.
And there you'll find out when I am going live. These videos I tend to record.
You know where my
I'm,
office is.
and now and again. And I
If you want an
to get through
interview,
this
you can
game 'cause I've
find me
done the
there.
previous two, obviously.
I consider you to be the prime...
You've got to be kidding.
But we gotta get through this bit of conversation first.
I've never been more serious.
Who's that? Is that Vimes?
Never? What do you want with me? I was unconscious throughout the whole...
Exactly. It wasn't our fault.
We only have your word for that. You could have killed
better than
Mundy and
nobody's,
then
right?
knocked
Wait,
yourself
Mundy's
unconscious.
dead?
With what?
Your wedding. You're pretty
What?
serious then.
What?
What's
Yes,
that got to do with...
Nobby. Now shut up.
Yeah.
Will you explain what you think I did?
You came in, mutilated Mundy, and then knocked yourself unconscious.
Does that make even a slight bit of sense?
Is that all?
There's your promotion too. You were
What?
really serious then.
Nobby,
It's not
you've
even what we're
made
talking
your
about.
point, thank you. Shut up.
How did I knock myself unconscious?
I don't know yet. But you're not a complete fool, Lewton.
No, you're right. He's
You'd
not.
have found a way.
Do you have any evidence against me, or is this just part of your ongoing campaign of victimization?
Nailed it.
Just, you're always kind of serious.
You were present at the time of the murder. Your rope was used in the murder.
My
I
rope?
didn't have a rope.
The murderer steals from me, and suddenly I'm guilty of murder?
It's not a bad thing.
Yeah.
I mean, you're the commander of the watch, and that's a serious job.
Then there's the victim's message.
He's not even talking about the same thing.
Azil? How does that incriminate me?
It ends in LE.
He could have been trying to write Lewton.
What was Azzy?
He could have
Lewton?
died before he could finish.
He could have been trying to write Lemon.
Yeah.
And what
Or...
is Azzy supposed to mean?
I was only trying to help.
For all we know, Azzy might mean it was in Mundy's own language.
Oh, it could.
For
Or-
all we know,
it might
Azil
not.
might mean help. Someone has gouged my eyes out.
Yeah,
You're
you don't
just
know the answer to
guessing.
what that means.
There must be
Neither
other
do I.
suspects.
The landlord says no one went upstairs after you.
It could be the landlord for all you know.
Mankin?
Could be.
He's not the type. Anyway, he reported the incident to us.
Yeah, exactly.
Listen, you've got nothing on me, and unless you're going to arrest me, I'm going to leave.
I'm keeping an eye on you, Lewton. Consider yourself a suspect for all the counterweight killings.
Well, you can consider me one if you want, but it's really
If you're in any way involved, I'll find out.
not that important.
Don't leave town, Lewton.
He's really got it in for me, hasn't he?
He's not a bad person, Lewton. He's just a bit...
Mad.
Psychotic? Obsessed? Judgmental?
One of those
I
would
was going
work,
to say
yeah.
overworked, but I've changed my mind.
What's this about counterweight killings?
Well, and this is in the strictest confidence.
Go on then.
I won't tell anyone who doesn't talk to me.
Yeah.
The murders have all been a bit, well, odd,
In what way?
redualistic.
Ritualistic.
What? They are involved with a revival of philosophical principles concerning the division of reality into two independent forces, mind and matter?
No. Redualistic, like what cults do. Reduals.
Ritualistic. I see. Like someone was trying to make a point.
Yeah,
Maybe.
one of the
You know
patrician's
that
clerks
Azil
was
that could
killed
be
the other
numbers
day.
upside down too.
Very suspicious.
Why the counterweight killings?
Because I don't know.
I better not discuss that. Gotta go. See you later, Lewton.
Okay,
A
so
lot
we're not
later
allowed to
will
know
do.
what that means. And the counterweight continent's one thing, but I don't know. Okay, so yeah, that's where we're stopping for tonight. Thank you very much for watching. We'll be back with the rest of this game over the next little while. You know, I like to try and do a different game every day, so we will get back to this fairly soon. I think there's about 4 acts in this, if I remember rightly. We've completed the first there, so we'll be back with the rest of the game in due course. For now, thank you very much for tuning in, and I'll see you all again next time. Good night.